Hi folks, this is Biggun. If you enjoy these videos and find them informative, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would greatly appreciate the support. And if you have any specific areas you'd like me to focus on in one of my future videos, please comment below and I'll do my best to make it happen.
Today we're going to do a different type of video for you. It's a mini evaluation of the Chinese Tier 10 tank destroyer, the WZ113 GFT. There's been some controversy as to whether this is a Clan Wars viable tank, and I was curious, so I ground up to the Tier 10, and I've only played 3 or 4 games in this, but I thought I'd give you a mini evaluation, comparing it to the American Tier 10 TD, the T110E3, which is a popular Clan Wars tank destroyer. So I'm going to show you, first of all, I'm going to pause and show you the front of the tank, which I think is one of the biggest issues with this particular tank destroyer. And I pause it here to show you, looking from the back, you can see that the gun is offset to the right. When we look at the front, you can see that there's quite a bit more armor facing the front on the right hand side of the gun than on the left hand side of the gun. So what that does, it gives the enemy a lot more surface area to shoot at on the left hand side of your gun when you're facing them. So it's okay when you're approaching the right hand portion of a building. You can cover up part of that left hand surface area with the building, and if you have a berm in front of you to cover up your lower glaciers, you could be in a pretty good position. But turning corners, right-hand corners, and around buildings into streets exposes quite a bit of the front end of your tank. So this evaluation here is just going to concentrate on the armor, the speed, and the gun handling. I'll do a future video on side scraping, and we'll see how this thing performs in that kind of circumstance. So right now we're looking for targets. There's not a whole lot of targets there. We had a enemy tank flash up over to my right, but he's no longer visible. So I'm not going to waste too much time watching over here. The Type 61 can look after that portion of the map. So I see a Foch, a Tier 9 Foch here. He puts 2 shots at me, which I blocked for 800, and I hit him for 731. Now I'm shooting heat. I want to see what I can do using the premium shells. And I just get shot in the side for 270 by a bat chat. So I'm just going to pull back and cover up my side with this berm on the right hand side, and I don't have to worry about the bat chat. I'm going to pause here for a second. And I want to go through the average damage per shot for this tank is 750. The average pen is 290. Now in an E3, the average pen for a premium shell, which is APCR, is 375, and the average pen for this tank, which is heat, is for the premium shell is 395. So there's about 20 millimeters difference in penetration. The rate of fire is 4.28 rounds per minute. The reload time is 14.03 seconds. The gun traverse limits. In neutral, the gun traverse limits is 12 degrees left and right. So when you're stationary and you're in your default position, you can move your gun 12 degrees either way. The aim time is 2.29 seconds, dispersion is 0.35. The average damage per minute is 3207, and the hit points are 2100. The hull armor is 230 in the front, 80 in the side, 70 in the rear, and the top speed is 38 kilometers per hour, which is about 14 kilometers per hour faster than an E3. The concealment with this setup is 47.26, and an E3 with the same setup, the concealment is 22.91. So you could probably use this tank at a longer range, kind of a sniper tank. The gun is pretty good. So let's carry on here, and we'll see what I end up with. There's a T54E1 Tier 9 that I hit for 759. The Foch came back, and I'm going to sit here wide open, take the 3 shots from the Foch, and finish him off the 484. So he put all those shots into my lower glacis. So I was hoping that I could get him to shoot the open side of the gun, the left-hand side of the gun that has more surface area, to see what effect that had. But like most tankers, he was aiming for the lower glacis. So I see the T-44 is having trouble here. He looks like he's pretty busy, so I'm going to go over and see if I can help him. So he's pulling back around, and there's a Lance and C coming up to take a shot on him. So I throw a shot in the Lance and C for 810, and I have a T-28 prototype beside me that's going to take over so I can get over there. I want to go looking for the 705A. I want to go and do battle with the 705A to see what this tank can do. So I see him coming up, and he throws a shot in an IS-3A and kills it. So with this extra speed, I'm going to try to get around there and get a shot into him before he gets reloaded. So I get a shot into him for 693. It's kind of a low roll. He gets a shot into me for 519. But I know I'm going to beat his reload time. So at that close a distance, I'm going to penetrate. I didn't have to worry about too much where I shot him. So now I'm sitting at 3732 damage and 2 kills. And there's a Jagdpanzer E100 over there. And as you can see on this corner, I've got a pretty well fully exposed the front end of my tank to get a shot on that Jagdpanzer E100, and then I just critical hit him. Try it again. Crit hit him again. He was turning, so he was at an angle. That happens with heat. I'm trying to get a shot into him and get reloaded in time, but somebody else destroys him just as I get reloaded. So I'm going to move around. The score is already 13-6. It wasn't a big test with this tank. The enemy died too quick, but we'll go in and get some cap points and keep an eye and make sure that those bat chats, or the one bat chat now, is not going to sneak up on us and get a shot in. There's a Tier 9 Leopard moving up 0 line. He spots that bat chat, and I get a shot into him and finish him off for 120 hit points. So I end up with 3852, 800 blocked, 3 kills. And this is kind of a minor evaluation. Once I spend more time on this tank and get comfortable with it, we'll do more of an in-depth evaluation as to whether this tank is worth getting or not, and you can make your own opinions as to whether it's a Clan Wars viable tank. Thank you very much.